I remember waking up to the sound of my mom getting ready for work, as she rustled out of a queen-sized bed where my family of four would nestle into. As she ties up her hair and pats her face with makeup, she tells me that my father is going to be home in around 2 hours, telling me to never open the door and to keep it locked at all times. She will tell me to repeat her phone number and my father's phone number over and over so I can call if anything happened. She finished getting ready and headed downstairs to prepare breakfast for my older brother and myself. She took out a loaf of bread that was too high for me to reach, and she would tell me, "When your brother wakes up, you two can have some toast and put one slice of cheese on it, and have that for breakfast with a cup of milk, okay?" As I nodded, I followed her out the door, and she would always carry a huge silver tray filled with Korean sushi rolls that she prepared for hours the other night for her company's lunch. As she starts the engine to the car, she would hand me 2 sushi rolls in one hand for myself and 3 in the other for my brother. I would come back home and put down the rolls on the dining table and lock the door and head back upstairs. I would guard the window while reading a book or drawing, waiting to hear my dad's footsteps. At first, fear took over when both my parents were at work early in the morning. I felt as if I had the responsibility and obligation to protect my brother from harm. However, I quickly got over the fear and stopped following my mom. Instead, I would get breakfast ready for her and picked up tasks and helped my parents around the house. My grandparents from Korea had started to live with us my last year of elementary school. They taught my siblings and I the importance of staying close to our Korean roots and emphasized the traits of collectivistic culture. Family always came before anyone, respecting our elders and being selfless and working for the family rather than yourself. The cultural shift from what I observed and learned at school was pretty difficult to adjust at home. Since my parents immigrated from Korea at the age of 26, my family followed Korean culture before my grandparents' arrival. However, Korean culture was taken to a whole nother level. I quickly realized that it was just not my grandparents that came into our household, but the ideas of patriarchy as well. After my grandparents began living with us, I was scolded for sitting on the wrong side of the car because the best seat was always designated for the man. I was scolded for not helping in the kitchen for breakfast and dinner. I was taught how to make kimchi. With my hormones reacting, I became very frustrated, and I would let my anger out by sleeping over at my friend's house, knowing it was forbidden to rebel in my own way. However, there were many positive changes in the family as well. When my grandparents joined our family, I felt as if my family had become whole. My parents did not have to worry about us too much and were able to depend on our grandparents to take care of us and raise us. Even though my grandparents thought that following Korean tradition was the only right way to raise a child, their ethnocentric thoughts influenced my life in and out of the household. However, these views helped me to love my culture and adapt and love both Korean and American culture and find balance. Of independence, where I would be able to explore and be selfish and think about myself before my family during the week where I was away from home. It opened so many opportunities for me, and the feeling of being adult was burdening, but at the same time, I felt so free. Meeting new people every day, gaining perspective, becoming more aware, and learning how to become independent were all very prevalent in my life. I got my first job as a college student and started to partially support myself in the ways that I can. With all the changes happening in the environment, things felt very uneasy and unstable, but it was all so exciting because everything was so new. I no longer felt tied down or restricted by my parents and grandparents. It was actually the complete opposite. College brought on many new experiences in my life that allowed me to broaden my perspective and really become more accepting of different people and cultures. Helping others and supporting and guiding others to a healthy place in their life became my passion. These significant events heavily influenced my thinking and helped me to map out how I would achieve my goals of helping people to good health. It also allowed me to step foot into the healthcare system. Currently interning at St. Mary's Hospital, I have gained mentors that genuinely care about people and their well-being. Seeing this pushes and motivates me to be like them. By pursuing my goals of becoming a nurse and giving support and care to individuals in need, I hope to help people inside and outside of my family, while supporting my family financially, physically, and emotionally, and staying close to my Korean American roots.